Hello, good evening. Welcome to Fido Live number 114. One should be a surprise. Uh, as I've warned nobody, there's been no advertising. So no one's going to watch this live. And I just started it I just got prepared for it less than 5 minutes ago. I didn't sleep last night. This ought to be a great show.
Well, there's your
I don't even know how we begin. Well, I guess we can start with what the chief colorist hath wrought. Yeah, what the hell? Here is last week. This is the 16th. This would be tomorrow. This comic strip comes out tomorrow. We have Bogash, Fido, Felicia. In ancient times, humans used to worship cats as gods. Unfortunately, they don't do that anymore. What happened? It didn't work out because gods have to show mercy. See, cats don't show mercy.
Yes, I
know. Here is Tuesday, the 17th. Closet cat has fallen on his face. I thought cats always landed on their feet. This one's broken. Bogash, can we fix the new cat? They're all fixed. Oh, that's good to hear. I think Felicia kind of knows what that means.
I don't think so.
Fixed means that they have been neutered or spaded, depending upon male or female. I will never give up the opportunity to mansplain.
I know.
All right, Wednesday the 18th. We have Felicia sitting here worshiping her god, which happens to be herself.
Yeah.
Dino playing a video game and Fido off in the background eating potato chips. I don't understand people. They let us live here for free and feed us whatever we want. I understand them. They're stupid. It can't be that simple. Looks like Bogash is coming back with his green shirt. I haven't seen that in a while. All of these colors, the chief colorist decides. I have nothing to do with any of the coloring.
I have nothing to do with any of the
I just do the horrible drawing, like in this one. I tried to do the bit where every car on the road was the same exact car. And now that they're all painted different colors, which I don't mind.
I was gonna say,
you can't tell.
Which
you can't tell. They're all the same car.
I asked
But
you.
it's okay. I know. I said I don't mind.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, all being the same car has nothing to do with the joke. So here we go. Dino feeling characteristically depressed. Why do I bother? I don't matter to the world. You should join a support group. A support group of people who don't matter? Sure, there are a lot of people who don't matter. What will we talk about? Who cares? And of course, Friday they're in a bar.
Is that what they are on all Fridays?
Yes. And this week we have Fido and Closet Cat. Fido's explaining to Closet Cat, humans have to come to bars like this to meet a mate. Why bars? I think alcohol has something to do with it. Dino doesn't drink enough? Apparently not. He's never met a mate in a bar. Well, he's met a lot of them, just never been successful with them.
Aww.
Here we go on Saturday. The end of the week here. Bo comes home from work. Meow. Stop that. Wolf, you too. That wasn't as fun as I thought it would be. I don't care. I'm keeping the collar. Where's that mailman? A little bit of dog power. All right, there is the 21st. And what's this? We have the next week. Wait a minute. How far ahead are we? Well, going to our calendar. We're into October.
Cool.
Yes, in a brief bit of I don't know, what do you want to call it? Working ability. In a chief bit of nose to the grindstone, the cartoonist has done another week. And he's gotten it to the chief colorist early enough that she already has it colored. So if we were doing Fido number 114, if we were doing Fido number 115, we'd be saying, and this is tomorrow's. We have Fido, Bo, and Felicia in the office. Well, the home office. According to researchers at Vanderbilt University, dogs have more than twice as many cortical neurons in their brains than cats. What's that supposed to mean? It means dogs are smarter than humans. I don't have to cut us open to know I'm better than you. There's the Monday. And Tuesday. Oh, she says it's not done yet. All right, I'll give it back to her. Yeah, she's right. See the backgrounds. Usually, those could just be grayed out, but she wants to go the extra distance. Have you seen our ball? No. That looks like it. Nope, this is mine. These are my tooth marks. And he fights Fido over the ball. So in one scene, Fido's got his butt in his face, and Fido's shoving the ball in the guy's face, and the guy's holding Fido by the back paw, and Fido's biting his ankle. And in this one, Fido is passing the ball to himself. And this one, he's escaping up the bottom with the ball. Finally, in the end, he says, "See, the tooth marks on the ball match the ones in your ankle."
Ouch.
Okay, I'll give this one back to the chief color so she can get back to work on it.
Would you rather gray it out?
No, I don't care.
Okay.
All right, here is Wednesday, the 25th of September. We have Closet Cat and Fido. Closet Cat says, "I think things could be better around here. You know, you're right. We could get rid of the cats and the drunk who sleeps on the floor and buy some yummy cakes." I was just thinking of new drapes, but yummy cakes sound good. Hey, look at this. Here's the baseball from yesterday that he got at home.
Poor clueless closet cat doesn't get that. You might get rid of him too.
Wow, you almost said that. Clueless closet cat.
Clueless closet cat who went to the closet cat clinic.
She just can't. That's a tongue twister for her. All right, I'm gonna put this sucker aside. And what are we working on now?
Thursday.
Yeah. Let's see. That was Wednesday. So one of these would be Thursday. Yeah. Wow.
Maybe out of order. Sorry.
Oh, yes, Saturday. Oh, there we go. It actually exists.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, Friday. Wow. Okay. I actually have gone to Thursday, and I guess we're continuing with the closet cat, saying, "As a cat, I instinctively want to improve things." And he gets on a step ladder to straighten this picture and falls out the window. That's better. See, this is a running theme for cats. You ever have a cat bring you a dead mouse or a bird? It's because he's trying to fix you. He thinks you don't know how to feed yourself. He's trying to improve things. Oh,
it's just a dick.
It's just a murderous prick. Yes. Okay. Here's your Thursday and Friday. Really, I've got to do the cat boss voice. I got to prepare for this. It's like 85 degrees in here.
Yep.
And I pulled an all-nighter last night for some reason. Oh, it's like I was working, and suddenly it's 5:30 in the morning.
So you just said, well.
Oh, well. She will be up soon. I might as well cook her breakfast.
She? She?
All right.
She colors.
It's the Friday of 27th of September. And they're in the lair. It's Cat Boss. And we have Dino, Mia, Bo, and the rest of the henchmen. Next item on the agenda, the conquest of the moon. It's 5 o'clock. And they all run around, pull sheets off everything. And we found out this is not the lair, but this is actually the bar. Mia's pulling off her uniform, getting dressed. Bo appears fully dressed. He's already changed his uniform. Dino's already drinking a beer, and Cat Boss hasn't even gotten up yet. My watch says it's 4:50. You must be slow. They certainly aren't slow.
Not slow because of the bar.
Already got a beer finished. All right, this one, I guess, can go to the chief colorist too, because she just started it. Like right there, that little bar at the bottom.
Yep. That's all I've done.
And I guess we're on another theme here with moon. All the boys are up on the roof with the telescope. Full moon tonight, says Closet Cat. Did you know did you know men went to the moon? Really? Yeah, about 50 years ago. 50 years? Well, you humans are so clever, there must be people living up there now in resort hotels and other cool stuff. Did I say something wrong? Dino's disappeared. I guess he might have self-deleted, and Bo is just pushing his telescope off the roof. Been over 50 years, hasn't it? 55? Yeah. We've destroyed the rocket that brought us there because, well, we didn't want anyone to build it again. I guess that's Cold War thinking for you.
Plus, this studio where they filmed it all is burned down.
No. Kubrick. What a cultural vandal. In his dying breath, he said, "Oh yes, I filmed the moon landing."
Screw you, Kubrick.
That was him just being a scumbag at the end. Did I? Yeah, I finished that. Okay. Well, this goes back to the chief colorist so she can finish it. And now we're at a start of a new week again. So if we were doing Fido number 116, we'd be saying, oh, this is tomorrow's comic strip. Wow. Well, one of these is. And these are in 3, 4. Wow, I got 4 of them. I did these last night. They're in no particular order, I guess. No, they're not. So we'll just read them as they are, and we'll work on these today. You guys can't see any of this because it's just the rough pencil with the Dixon Ticonderoga. I'll have to go over it with something a little bit more substantial like the Blackwing. Sometime today, perhaps, if we ever get to it. So, it's Felicia, Fido, Dino, and Bo. And Felicia says, I suppose you're wondering what I did today. Oh, heck no. Felicia, you're not? Felicia, I'm eating dinner. I don't want to hear what sick, violent thing you did today. You don't have to hear about it. I can show it to you. And she's holding a dead squirrel by its tail.
Oh.
And Dino says, and you thought letting her fix her own dinner was a good idea.
Doesn't mean I can color a dead squirrel.
You got to color a dead squirrel.
Ew.
This probably should be the Monday one because it's early in the month. Bo is at the door downstairs where all the cats live. I'm here with the rent. Is Catherine or Miss Abraham here? One of the cats who enters the door yells, Accountant cat! Accountant cat. And a cat with a little visor over his head and a pencil comes up. I'll take that. Big envelope. Cash like we asked? Yeah. Well, why do you want all the $1 bills? That's our business. And in the background, you see they got the litter box with $1 bills stuffed in it. So they're using $1 bills as kitty litter. Yeah, that probably should be the Monday. Anyway, put that aside. And I guess this would be the Tuesday because we're on a storyline talking about paying bills. Bo and Fido. Bogash, I'm concerned about all these bills you have to pay. Couldn't this money be spent on more important things, such as me? He's tapped onto the computer screen, and we have pet supply, dog department, with a couple of $100 items. I guess he wants. He's already well versed in internet shopping. This dog is. I think the chief colorist came up with an internet joke she wanted me to do with Closet Cat, since he's so thin. They go to the door. They're going to take out again. I think Closet Cat has learned how to use the internet. How can you tell? And he opens the closet door, and the cat has a big belly with all different containers around him. Yeah, wrappers around him. Oh, that was the joke she wanted me to do. That I haven't done. I guess I got to find the funny in that one. Okay, in this one we have Fido, Bo, and Felicia. And in the first panel, they're sitting on the couch, and Fido is like grabbing his hand, pat me, and Felicia's sitting next to him saying, don't touch me. Now they're at the dinner table. Fido's saying, I'm hungry. And Felicia's pushing the dish away. I'm not eating that. Third panel, Bo's trying to sleep, or he's still in bed. And Fido has his collar and leash. And take me for a walk. And Felicia's there. It's my nap time. Get out. A dog is a lot more work than a cat. Are you sure about that? It's hairball season. The cat is throwing up hairballs in the background. So. Oh, yes. I was originally going to do, clean the litter box. Yeah. Litter box jokes are kind of like toilet jokes. Just stay away from them as much as possible. Unless I could stuff them full of $1 bills, which is what we've done in this one that we're going to be working on now. We've stuffed a litter box full of $1 bills for cats to piss on. Who says the strip doesn't get classy?
Classy. With a capital class.
Well, let's see. Where do we begin on this one? I have no guarantee that this is even going out.
Oh, you can tell?
Well,
it's not on the screen.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hold on, I think I put it on my screen.
Yeah, I don't think Final Live 114. Is that this one? Yeah. Wait a minute. We are going out there live at least on YouTube.
It's going.
Yeah. Wow, who's the weirdo smoking the pipe? Boy, that guy looks like he's full of himself.
No.
Okay, as you all know, cartoonists are the dirtiest, filthiest creatures on the face of this planet. I must wear this, a glove, to keep me from getting any more of my filth onto this clean paper. It's bad enough I'm putting all these pencil marks and drawing the dirty dog and cat. And I like to have a piece of paper to put down and inspire us. And, what's going on this week? The internet is really having fun with Donald Trump's statement about what they're doing in Ohio. This is what Donald Trump meant when he said that statement, I suppose. And we have Kamala's Haitian Grill featuring dogs, cats, and geese. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, the official stance of Fido the comic strip is we support this. This is a good idea.
No.
These are young future American entrepreneurs starting a new restaurant industry. Duck is delicious. I have a Korean friend who told me about a recipe of a dog with brown sauce. I'd love to try it. Now, cats, I can't see eating cats, but a talented chef might be able to do this. So, Fido the comic strip is all for anything that can rid us of these horrible things called pets.
Not everyone with Fido associated with Fido the comic strip feels that way.
Well,
Irving and I don't.
If anyone saw the Friday the 13th impromptu live stream, they know that Bob Iger has been on my mind, and been on everybody's mind at the New York Times. And who would have thought Bob Iger was such a bitch? Well, everyone who watches Fido the comic strip would. And I've been telling you about this guy since for years now. I hope somebody remembers that I think I was the first one to compare him with Vladimir Putin. Here we go. Putin and Iger. Let's see. Putin annexes Crimea. Iger annexes Lucasfilm. Putin does Star Wars in Ukraine. Iger does Star Wars in Florida. Starts a war. Oh, I get it. He starts a war in Ukraine. Iger starts a war in Florida. That was back when he did the thing with about the don't say gay bill. Putin wants to make money with oil. Iger wants to make money with Disney Plus. Putin won't take criticism. Bob Iger won't take criticism. He has his underlings lie to him. Iger also has his underlings lie to him. It's led to an oil embargo and price cap, and this has led to Bob Iger losing Reedy Creek. He spends too much on weapons, his tanks and planes, and Iger spends too much on films, Lucasfilm and Marvel Studios, for example. Putin puts a stooge in to hold his place in office, Medvedev. Iger puts a stooge in to hold his place in office, Chapek. Both need cash fast.
That's true.
Putin was a KGB weatherman. Iger was an ABC weatherman. See what I did there? Putin got rid of generals. Iger got rid of executives. Putin made a bad deal with Wagner. Iger made a bad deal with Lucas to take on Kathleen Kennedy. Both will end up the same way. They'll both be broken up and denuclearized. Yes. I think where is our? I think we have a photo of Putin around here somewhere, just for old time's sake. Yeah, this is all video game crap. So I hope it. Here we go. There's Vlad. Like every real Russian, this is the real ride of a lifetime, rather than Bob Iger's book. Now, I suppose everyone by now knows about the New York Times story, the palace coup at the Magic Kingdom.
Did you say it was 30 pages long?
It's a few pages long. This is printed up. Can you imagine they actually made it? If they actually printed the New York Times, I suppose this would have been a multi-page, multi-line foot article. Do they still print? No, they don't still print the New York Times. Print newspapers are not printed anymore. So fortunately, we got this online.
It wasn't behind a paywall?
Probably, but I got through it. As the questions and the attention shifted entirely to Mr. Chapek, Mr. Iger's usually relaxed demeanor stiffened. His gaze shifted down, away from Mr. Chapek, and he looked increasingly uncomfortable. He crossed his arms. Mr. Chapek was intimately familiar with Mr. Iger's body language and expressions. This is not good, he thought. He was right about that. But little did he realize that he and Mr. Iger were about to face off in an epic corporate power struggle with few rivals in the business history. Well, for a company that builds its theme park as the happiest place on earth, Disney's corporate headquarters have long been anything but a hotbed of intrigue and power struggles. Mr. Chapek's former chief of staff told people the company's sixth-floor executive suite was a snake pit. I guess that's why Bob needs to shower up there. Mr. Iger ascended almost 2 decades ago after a power struggle between Michael Eisner, a long-serving chief executive, and Roy E. Disney, Walt's nephew. How did that ever happen?
No idea. Makes no sense.
Mr. Iger, who started his career as a weatherman on a cable channel in upstate New York, had vowed to never follow in Mr. Eisner's footsteps. To friends, he mocked Mr. Eisner for fears about leaving Disney, that his calls to power brokers would go unreturned, and that he wouldn't be able to get reservations at the top restaurants. Oh no.
Dun, dun, dun.
He told Mr. Chapek and others that he would never stay more than 10 years. Let's see, how long was he here?
More
It's
than
been 20.
10 years.
It's been 20 so far, hasn't it?
But he had to come back.
That this article is full of wonderful little bits about how passive aggressive Bob Iger is. Chapek comes up with this whole idea that the company needs cash flow because of COVID, and he wants to put some movies on the streaming service. He comes up with this whole idea of setting up this whole service company to do so, and he explains it to Bob, and Bob just nods and okay. Suddenly he finds out, like minutes after leaving Bob, that no, we're not doing that. Bob says no. But I just left Bob. He said, well, no, we are doing this. And he has to call Bob, and Bob says, did you just tell him we weren't going to do this? And Bob just doesn't answer. And
Isn't he lovely?
suddenly Bob wants to get his job back, and he starts holding meetings and not telling Chapek about it. And then when they say, well, Chapek doesn't go to any of the meetings because you're holding them in secret.
He doesn't know about them. He can't be somewhere he doesn't know to be.
They're on a flight to do like a stockholder meeting. Now, this is back in the days when they used to travel to special places to do these stockholder meetings, when they would talk to the people. Bob hates doing that now, and I think the last one they did it impromptu from his office. But they're on a plane, and they give Chapek this big binder of stuff he's got to learn, and they're gonna go over it on the plane. But instead, Bob's got his iPad out and showing everyone his new yacht, and look, this is me with Paul McCartney, and
Stay on track, Bob. Stay on track.
So Chapek gets so pissed off, he gets up and goes to the back of the plane, and then Iger considers this a slight. And they say, well, no, doesn't Mr. Chapek need to know any of this? Isn't it in the binder? No, we don't need to know about your boat, Bob. So they also talk about in an earlier case where Mr. Staggs, a guy who Bob was grooming to be his replacement, how he got rid of him so quickly, and you can see reflections of that and how he gets rid of Chapek here. This Chapek actually got the job, went a little bit too far. Yeah. Iger's lapdog, yeah. He's killing me.
I can't believe Chapek put up with so much.
Disney's executives worried about the shock that the park closure would have on the company's cash flow. Mr. McCarthy and Mr. Chapek made a decision quickly to furlough, albeit with health benefits, more than 90,000 employees at the theme parks. But Mr. Iger overruled them. He decided to wait until the government passed a COVID relief bill. Now, how did Bob Iger know the government at this point in his career was going to pass the COVID relief bill? They're still on the plane coming back from talking to the stockholders, and he's just off the phone with the governor of California, who wants them to keep Disneyland open, even though they're closing down the entire state. But Iger says, no, we'll close Disney World, or we don't want people to get sick. Now, this wasn't a decision Iger could make. He wasn't the CEO of Disney, but he made it anyway, which, again, Chapek agreed with him. Yeah, okay, we'll close the parks, but this is not your decision to make, Bob. Oh, well. Who'd have ever thought a weatherman could not know which way the wind blows? All right, get out of here, Bob. I'm not going to read you your entire 30-page New York Times article, but I guess we can rule out Kevin Meyer as ever becoming the replacement. And I'm going to rule out Dana Walden now, because Bob wants Dana Walden. And this board has made so many mistakes that they're going to be very careful about who they pick, and it's not going to be a Bob Iger,
Decision.
Bob Iger acolyte again.
Acolyte. I see what you did there.
Acolyte. I don't want to talk about that TV show. So we spoke about the last good Warhammer video game, Space Marine 2, and the spiffing Brit has found a way to cheat. Just do a forward dodge roll. You can get by everyone, and go right up to the bosses. So you play this game, cheat like the spiffing Brit does. Henry Cavill is stepping away from Warhammer because there's no way in the world Jennifer Salke is going to allow him to do it without a female space marine. Let's call her a space marine. I don't want to talk about the whole Astartes and all that crap. And here is the female space marine from the upcoming Warhammer Tithes, which is going to be known as the worst of the Warhammer video games, and my predictions. And speaking about bad video games, hey, we got Ubisoft here. This is Yves Guillemot. He is the French owner of Ubisoft. And there's been some speculation online that he's done such a horrible job to bring the stock prices low enough for him to buy the whole place out.
Oh.
A Slovakian hedge fund wants to take the company private. So Star Wars Outlaws is officially considered a failure, and but wait until Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out next month. Ubisoft, you ain't seen nothing yet. Well, what's next? Excuse me, Yves Guillemot. I certainly hope that your company does a good job in the future.
I never realized how kind of passive aggressive that name was. Hey, Ubisoft.
That's what she said.
Exactly.
They are doing casting for the new Harry Potter TV series. HBO Harry Potter series opens casting call for Harry, Ron, and Hermione. Quote, we are committed to inclusive, diverse casting. Now, one of these three are going to have to be diverse. And of course, the obvious character would be Hermione over here, because they've already diversed her in the on the stage play. But what they're forgetting is in the books, she did a lot of stuff that a little girl of color would be problematic to cast. Like, for instance, could you imagine Draco Malfoy calling a little black girl Mudblood?
Oh.
Could you imagine everyone? Well, she's doing this whole campaign to free the house elves, who don't want to be freed.
Which is nowhere except for Dobby getting the sock being freed.
And everyone, well, in the book, she's passing out buttons and stuff like that.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's nowhere in the movie.
Oh, got it. So, and everyone in the wizarding community is just sort of laughing at her. Now the parallels to manumission and freeing the slaves is palpable. So, go ahead, make your diverse Hermione. I know you're gonna do it. It's gonna be a mistake. All you got to do is build the sets and make this cheaply and get it out quickly, because once these kids get old, it's over. Unless you're going to recast them every year. No, you got to get this out quickly. You're going to hire a bunch of 9-year-olds. There's a big difference between a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old. Yeah. Still in the video game market, GTA, the rumor is it's getting pushed back to 2026 because they are scared shitless of being called woke. It's a it's a word. It's a 4-letter word that's really bothering the video game industry. They've spent over $1 billion in this video game. They can't afford it to they can't afford to Ubisoft it, and Rockstar has lost its heart in Dan Houser. So I hope it's a good game. I worry it's a Ubisoft game. I think I found what we're gonna keep on the board. Red Sonja. Now, we spoke about Red Sonja quite a bit. This is actress. Matilda Luntz. Yeah, it's Matilda Luntz. They finally picked a redhead for it. They originally wanted to hire actress Hannah Joan Kamen for it, but the problem is, well, she didn't have red hair. So, this film is done. This film was done years ago, but they don't have a buyer. They don't have a distributor, and apparently they've gone into multiple reshoots. And here we have a unstaged photo of her costume. And while, yes, it's showing a lot of midriff, it's not exactly the armored bikini that we're expecting here. Famously, when they said they were going to do this, they wanted to fight against the male gaze and offer female empowerment. Now, female empowerment is great. This woman is empowered to wear a gold bikini. That's a armored bikini. So this is Miss Luntz and her two-piece. She's showing off some stomach ab muscles, looking kind of manly. I'm worried, but don't be too worried because they still don't have a distributor. This is not good enough. Sorry, you got to get rid of this piece, got to get rid of this piece, got to get rid of this piece, and maybe we can keep that piece in the middle. Get rid of these shoulder pads. Get rid of this underneath the titties. Okay, then you got something. I don't think we'll ever have to worry about seeing this film. But hey, let's keep Matilda Luntz, she's a pretty woman, on the page while we work, so that we have some inspiration. Dropping our pencil. And Irving, camera one, could you zoom in here so we can see what we're doing? I'm sure. I'm not sure if we're gonna. I'm sure if not, we're not gonna stay with Matilda Luntz because for some reason I got Iger on my mind.
Oh, that seems weird.
Iger's always been on my mind.
Yeah, I'm not sure how good I deal with that.
Iger's always been on my mind. Always on my mind. Okay, don't sing.
I didn't.
Nothing's more aggravating than someone who can't sing singing. Okay, so we should be looking down at the cat. Down at the cat. So I just draw a straight line from where the cat is. I'm not sure I like how that mouth looks either. Let's keep the mouth small. So we have the feeling that he's just. Yeah, that looks a little better. It'll look even better when I ink it. Now the ear, of course, goes from the top of the eye to the bottom of the nose. And there we go. There's our handsome character, Bo. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's carrying a thick envelope, so I'm thinking these two fingers are holding it more with his thumb than the other two are, which is why I got his fingers shaped like that. Is it important? No, but I think it adds to the vermicitude of the comic strip. And he's wearing a button-down shirt that's completely opened in the front because, well, it must be 85 degrees in there. Sort of like It is in here right now. 85 degrees with the air conditioning on, and it's almost October. Back in unpolitically correct times, we would call this Native American summer. Actually, no, but we wouldn't use the word Native American. We'd use another word instead.
Which we're not going to use because it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
For any kind of crap we might get.
Yeah, I know how to censor myself for YouTube. We don't need to self-delete our channel.
Bluish light.
Yes. What's that? We're going back to Harry Potter?
A little indecisive today, aren't you?
Of course we are indecisive. Let's see. Where are the kids? There's Putin. There's Red Sonja. Just thinking of all the other landmines there they can step in if they really diversify the cast of Harry Potter like I know they're going to want to. They've got to modern day it. Hogwarts has to look like modern day. It's not an elite British school of magic. It's a cosmopolitan world community. This wizarding world.
Well, Harry Potter does not really have any kind of a time frame, does it? It doesn't really take place in.
It looks like it's taken place in the early 90s.
Right.
Yeah, that's just when the shit was written. Cell phones are not quite out yet. And they do mention Dudley and his computer.
Oh, do they?
Yes. Harry was hoping when Dudley went out to the zoo for his birthday, Harry would get a chance to play on Dudley's computer, which Dudley kept in his spare room, which later became Harry's room, because Harry was still living under the staircase at that time. So I don't know if they're going to address the whole issues of child abuse. And poor Harry having to live under the staircase. One, two, three, four, five.
Yeah, that's gonna have to. They're gonna have to tread lightly on that one too, because there are quite a few like fat kid jokes too.
Yep.
And remarks about like Harry's parents being low lives.
Mm-hmm. Unemployed was Harry's father. Drunk all weren't. The Harry Potter TV show has a chance of being successful. I don't think it has a chance in today's world. It had a chance. But with the sort of people who run companies like Disney, this is not a Disney product, obviously, but if it was a Disney product, they would have destroyed it earlier. Harry Potter is still sticking around because Universal has done a great job with their theme park. Who would have guessed it? Wait until Universal opens Epic Universe. Magic Kingdom will be forgotten.
That's kind of sad.
Well, there's a show on YouTube called Defunct World, where a guy visits old abandoned amusement parks, and I always thought that that channel was made for Disney. Someday he will be And this is where Splash Mountain used to be. Everyone remember they turned it into Tiana's Bayou Adventure? Well, look, there's still some of the dead plants around. And over here, at one time, this was where the Rivers of America was. Now you see it's all paved over for the cars speedway. When Disney World first opened, this was Frontierland. But of course, they couldn't have that. They turned it into New Orleans land, not realizing that that's where Americans go to show their titties. And there we go. I put a little bit of a bend on the legs to show he's ready to turn and leave. And here's a new character, Accountant Cat.
Accountant Cat.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the reading the Dilbert comic strip hasn't had any effect on me.
Oh, God.
I don't read any comic strips because I just don't want to be inspired by them, and I figured years ago that the Scott Adams Dilbert is so different from anything I do. I don't do an office comedy or whatever, so it couldn't possibly affect me. And with characters like Dilbert and Catbert and Ratbert and Dogbert, I suddenly discovered that I had named a character Cat Boss. Yeah, I think that's Scott Adams inspired. I blame him. I haven't seen his comic strip since he committed self-deletion with that whole internet thing, claiming that he was the victim of affirmative action.
Is that what he did? He did. It's been so long.
Yeah, he said he lost many jobs throughout his life because he was white. And of course, that didn't go down well during that particular political and social climate. Now, this is deep in Trump derangement syndrome days, and you felt bad for Mr. Adams, but hey, at least he's got that fantastic YouTube channel that he can go to or back for a career.
Whoops.
So I haven't seen his comic strip since then because I used to get an email of it every day, and I thought he ran his own email because that's what he's famous for. That's how he promoted the strip. He was one of the few people who was online, and he put his email address on the comic strip so people could contact him. All right, we need Bo's expression to be a little bit better than what I got. All right, we're thinking, yes, cash like I asked. Yeah, I got your cash. So we'll go with that expression. Sometimes I plan out the expression. Sometimes it's a feel at the spur of the moment. I have to figure out how the actor, which is the character, would behave. And I got to fix that hair too. The hair is too big. That's still too big too. All right, I'll put the arm here, straight arm it. And there's the shirt. Now you're still doing the 2-finger hold, really. And at this point, we get to see that the envelope is a little thick. It's one of those manila envelopes that tie down with a strap. And, Closet Cats is apparently left-handed because that's where the pencil is. And since I drew a pencil in that hand, then the pencil is still here. I don't think anyone will notice. But I got to add verisimilitude. A new word for today. You want to have verisimilitude. Do not cast people from multiple places on the planet if they're going to be all in the same isolated village together. Because that way, it doesn't look like they've been isolated.
Oh, true.
That's the problem they had with the hobbits on the Rings of Power. They're supposed to be an isolated tribe of hobbits. Yet, wow, quite a cosmopolitan choice of casting you guys did there.
Yes, they weren't too isolated.
Yeah, they weren't too isolated.
A couple of people in boat street did.
We have a diverse cast. Well, that's wonderful. Can they do the job? What are you, a racist or sexist? They got us young because I can remember as a kid, just about every TV commercial had to have a colorful cast of characters. You very rarely saw a Brady Bunch like looking family in commercials when I was growing up.
What the hell commercials were you watching? That whole having to have an interracial couple? That's new.
No, it isn't. I can show you stuff from the '80s with fabric softener commercials with different families that generally don't use fabric softener.
That's different than interracial.
But they had us trained from a young age, and this is the outcome. There's a whole generation of people who cannot create a
Oh, you are so cute.
Anything.
Thinking that the people who are creating things now are our age. Oh, you're adorable.
It's gotten worse each generation since us.
Okay. You're adorable. He is old, honey.
No. We're right in that perfect creative age.
Oh, we are creative, yes, but we are not the age of the writers and such in Hollywood.
I mean, I've even brought diversity to the comic strip. See, we have dogs and cats. We have them all. It's not just humans. Male and pale, which is stale. There's a great little part in this Bob Iger story where they in the article they mention that all of the presidents of Disney have been white men. For a company that if they were casting a
movie.
If they were casting this character, they would have picked someone a little bit more urban, shall we say. This is why I think my list of candidates for Iger replacements is completely off. I mean, 3/4 of them are white men. Probably not possible. Disney today's day and age to not have a diversity hire. I just hope he can do the job. I don't care where he's from, what he looks like, who he sleeps with, who she sleeps with. None of my business. Just make Disney a company we love again. That's one of the reasons why Iger didn't sue after he got fired.
Iger?
Chapek didn't sue after he got fired because he loved Disney. He didn't want to hurt it. Chapek reminds me of just this big happy dog.
Oh.
Just wants to make everyone love him. And Iger is a cat. Hey, come on, look at this. All I gotta do is put ears here and whiskers. There we go. That's Iger's a cat. Kind of treacherous. So stab you in the back when you're not looking. Passive aggressive. That's cat behavior if I've ever seen it. Now stay out of Idaho, Ohio. Stay out of Ohio, Mr. Iger. They might barbecue you. I still can't see them eating cats. Dogs, yeah. Ducks, yeah. There's not. Before you say they're probably not doing it, have you been on Twitter?
I'm not going to say that they're not doing it. I'm not going to say that
Twitter is littered.
I'm not going to say that they did it or didn't do it. I'm just going to say it's a bad situation, and
Twitter is littered with videos of animals taken in like surreptitious videos of the people videoing their neighbors as they cook animals on barbecue grills.
Yeah, and Beacon Hill is littered with stories of there being no
Coyotes.
Beacon
I've got a
Hill
picture.
is littered with stories of there being no dogs because of the Chinese food restaurant on the corner.
No, that's not true. It's
Pigeon.
beef is cheaper. Chicken is cheaper.
I know, but I'm just saying to you. I'm not saying whether it's true or not.
I completely understand. In their country, they would, if they saw a duck in a pond, they would grab it. We eat duck. Ducks are one of the animals that we're allowed to eat. I have no those bastard Canadian geese that are strutting up and down our streets. 150 years ago, they'd be on the dinner table. I don't know how they survived this long. All right, let's put that aside. Yeah, there's a character we haven't used in a while, the Canadian geese. All right, I suppose you're wondering what we did today. So Felicia's got to be bright and happy. This is a dinner table conversation where she just happens to have a squirrel. I think this is the second or third time I've used. I suppose you're wondering what I did today. Joke.
Yeah, because you kept the answer very.
Just had different characters.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do I need to reference what a squirrel looks like? Or do I remember what a squirrel looks like? It's all in the tail. I kind of like that she's continued to use the plate. Let's get half of this out of the way. Mr. Chapek frequently told associates he had low EQ, or emotional intelligence. To come across as more personable, he interacted more frequently with theme park guests and patted a hippo. Whoa there, Bob. Let's not go overboard. All right, we're back to Sonia.
Yeah, but was it consensual?
I don't think it was consensual. That sounds like hippo abuse. Hippos can be nasty.
Oh,
Yeah. Pablo Escobar released a couple of them in South America. They're terrorizing Colombia. All right, there's those plates. Let's get Dino here in the background. Now, yeah, I know. I did not do the perspective on Dino properly, but let me explain why. Here's the vanishing point here. If I were to have done Dino, his head would have been down here, there, and there, right below his chin. And he'd like disappear as this tiny little thing way behind Fido's head. I made Dino larger, breaking all the rules of perspective just because it felt better.
Sometimes you're just gonna break the rule.
And we're here to make me feel good, make me happy. And once I finish this, I'm sure you'll agree that it makes more sense to have Dino larger in this panel, even though he's not part of the joke. In fact, I didn't even bother putting any food on his plate. I gave Fido a steak. I gave Bo a steak, which maybe French fries or green beans or something.
Depends on how the chief colors colors them.
Yeah, depends on how the chief colorist interprets them. Now, see, putting a larger Dino there, Dino would have been only as high as his neck here, disappearing behind Fido's head. It wouldn't have looked kosher.
You check to see if the oh no, it came up with it.
It's still on the TV over on our right. We have we get YouTube on our main television. We don't even watch broadcast or cable or anything like that anymore. We just watch YouTube.
I did for 4.5 months.
When you were in the hospital, she was stuck with broadcasts. Yep. But she stayed on her phone and played video games instead.
Or watch Golden Girls.
Oh, it's Golden Girls. Is there like a Golden Girls channel by now?
There is. Pretty much.
Pretty much. There's a Friends channel. There's a Golden Girls channel. Like all these old TV shows, they
There's
more
a
or less
Law and Order channel.
more or less have their own TV channels now. How are we doing for time? I have no idea. This is Rumble Studio, and they really don't tell us. Oh, here we go. 1 hour and 3 minutes. Oh, we're deep into it. I should like to stop this at around 1 hour 30, as it's not fair to ask anyone to listen to our ramblings for much longer than that. Try to get this fork to look like a fork. Trying to figure out how someone holds a fork. So then I guess it's between those two fingers with these three curling under. All right.
Sure.
Oh well, that's how Bo's holding it in this panel. And he's probably wearing his t-shirt again, so we'll give the chief cartoonist the opportunity to dress him in green again.
Was the green somehow offensive?
Nope, don't care. Not my department. I don't do color. I don't see color. I live in a colorblind society where I judge the characters by the content of their character.
Mrs. Croce, are you relatively certain that your husband was wearing black and gray when he left the house? Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, so I don't change my wardrobe all that much. Neither do these cartoon characters. Bo's the only one who really goes through a wardrobe change. I put him in a button-down shirt in the winter and a t-shirt in the summer, and we're in the autumn now. So now he's got the button-down shirt with the t-shirt on underneath. The button-down shirt opened in the front. So by winter, that shirt buttons up. When spring comes, it's gone. Well, I'm not sure we're going to be seeing this Red Sonja movie. It's a long way from the days of Brigitte Nielsen and the. It's a horrible storyline anyway. I don't know why they're making this movie. Don't waste your money. This is not the day and the age to make this. They're saying, oh, but Game of Thrones and all that stuff was so popular. Yeah, Game of Thrones was so popular because they showed a lot of nudity, full frontal nudity. Now, I'm not going to say that Rings of Power is not successful because they don't show nudity, but, well, they don't show nudity. I think the show would be a lot more successful if they showed some tits.
Can you even say that word?
Yeah, sure. I could say tits. I could say vagina. I could say all that stuff. I can't say suicide. I can't say sniper. I can't say murderer.
All right, well, you gotta stop right now. All those strung together, honey. The bots are going nuts. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Now the bots, boop, they're paying attention.
They haven't broken in yet, but they have all the little tentacles attached to your channel.
I'm not worried whatsoever. No one watches this crap. No, yeah. Oh, what the hell are you doing, Bo? I just spoke about having the characters act. Now, maybe you should be looking at her when you're saying, heck no, don't tell me what you're doing. There we go. And he still has the fork in his hand. So this is thumb. How would the fork be holding? Heck no, you're not. I guess he's still sort of in the motion of bringing the food to his mouth. Which explains the joke. And I had to draw the back of Felicia's head here. You see several erasers. I tried several different ways to try to get her in profile as if she's turned her head. But this view is taken from almost behind this wall, when you think about it, to get Felicia in the center and front. And then I had to get Bo to the left of Felicia, so I flipped the view. But unfortunately, that gave us the back of Felicia's head.
Oh, well.
So I've got to make her act without us being able to see her expressions. But at least the star of the show, Fido, is front and center right here. That's all that matters, right? Show us the puppy.
Show us the puppy.
That's all we care about. Show us them puppies.
Yeah, I know.
And then maybe Red Sonja will be a successful film. Never happened in today's day and age. You cannot show, you cannot cater to the male gaze. This is a film about female empowerment. I'm not going to tell you the story behind the comic book Red Sonja because they probably are not going to use it. But she's attacked in her village and suffers some harsh treatment, shall we say, from the men who attacked the village. let's say her rights as a woman were violated, and then she spends the rest of her life on no man can have me who cannot defeat me in battle. And enter Conan the Barbarian. There we
And guess what he does?
go. He becomes a barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he wins the Mr. Universe pageant.
And becomes the governor.
Becomes the governor. Cheats on his wife. Gets a divorce.
Then he becomes Chris Pratt's father-in-law.
I bet he never thought he'd be Chris Pratt's father-in-law. That's like the height of his career, isn't it?
What was he called in Guardians of the Galaxy?
Star-Lord.
Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Star-Lord's.
Star-Lord's dad-in-law. We're 1 hour and 11 minutes. We got to come up with a title for this one before we go too far. This is going out live with no thumbnail and no title. I'll have to go back later and edit in a thumbnail and edit in a title. And if that works out, this will be the new way that we do these live streams until such a time that I get a damn video camera and just take over the video again.
On a different subject, has
What?
anybody visited the Patreon page?
Patreon page? Oh, yeah. What was I going to say? We need a title. Who would have thought Bob Iger is such a bitch?
Mm-hmm.
We told you so about Bob Iger. Is it going to be Bob Iger? Oh, we're going to do Red Sonja. Yeah, that costume is almost there. Yeah, it's
Red Sonja, Bob Iger. Who's the bigger?
yeah. Let me show you what's wrong with your costume, designers of the Red Sonja. Now I'm going to mark out how much skin is showing in this photo. There, and then we go from the bottom of the bikini to the top of the head. So we have this much skin showing. Now, how much armor do we have? We have from there to there, and then from there to there, and then from there to there. So, and I'm going to ignore the knee pads, all right, because that doesn't count. So we have that much armor showing. So it looks like we have 2/3 the amount of skin, maybe half. Let's check that out. Yeah. The skin goes from the edge of the page to there. So yeah, 2/3. We have 2/3 the amount of skin that we have armor. That should at least be the other way around. Let's look at a great example we have here. We have this much armor. That's it. To, well, that much skin. I don't even have to measure. You're showing too much armor.
Yeah, but you have to admit that that's slightly safer in battle.
What is wrong with an armored bikini?
There's nothing on your stomach or your.
Okay, I think we're going to call this showing too much armor. Because I think I can carry. Can you see that? No. Jeez, I hate when I do that. Irving, pull back a bit. Yeah. We wrote up here showing too much armor. Yeah, we can tie that into the whole Bob Chapek thing, and I don't know.
Oh, I get it.
I guess we're done. Please join us next week for Fido Live number 115, I suppose. We'll be deep into October by that time, I guess.
Bye.
See you next week. How do I end the stream?